So coming to your mat in Supta Baddha Konasana, you're going to lie on your back, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just start to come into your space, wherever that may be. Start listening to your breath in and out. Start to deepen your breath. Big inhale through your nose. Bigger exhale through your nose. As we go through our practice today, just always remember you can come back to your breath, keeping with those deep inhales and deeper exhales. Keeping your breath nice and long. Long inhales, longer exhales. As always, take a break whenever you want. Have some water. Honor yourself. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Now you're going to bring the soles of your feet to the mat. You can bring them about, width, distance, hips width, whatever feels good to you. You can put your arms out to a T and then just slowly going left and right, kind of windshield wiping your knees back and forth. Exhale, drop your knees. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your knees to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. And then just go with your own breath for a few breaths. Waking up the spine this morning. Inhaling when you come back to center. And exhaling when you drop your knees left and right. You can turn your head the opposite way as well, just to go a little bit deeper. Do one more on each side here. Nice job. Come back to center on an inhale. And exhale, drop your legs all the way flat to the floor. Reach your arms up. Big inhale, long body stretch. And exhale, let it all go. We're going to go into banana. So let's start bringing our hands and bringing our feet to the left. So you're just going to keep your back and your hips flat on the floor and walk here. Or kind of scooch, I guess. You can scooch your hands over to the left. Feet over to the left as well. So you have like a nice big C with your body. You look just like a banana, hence the name. And if you want a little bit more, you can cross your right ankle over your left ankle. And then you can even gently, with your left hand, grab your right wrist, just gently pull a little bit. Gaze can be up at the ceiling. Once you find a good spot for you, not too much pulling, but get a good stretch in that hip and that side, right side body. Just breathe into it. You might find as you inhale and exhale that on your exhales, you can go a little bit deeper, really stretching that right side body as you bring your hands and your feet over to the left. One more breath here. Exhale, come all the way back to center. Gently bring your hands and your feet back straight. And let's do another long body stretch. Inhale. And exhale, banana. Over on the other side. You're walking your hands and your feet over to the right, getting that stretch all the way along the left side of your body. Trying to keep those hips on the ground, shoulders if you can. One more breath in here. And exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and meet me in your child's pose with your knees together. So you have your knees together, and we're gonna have a nice round back. So you can bring your forehead to the mat, and you can just bring your hands all the way behind you. Maybe grab your heels if you'd like. Just resting here for a minute. For a minute. Or a minute. Whatever you want to call it, I guess. Inhale, walk your hands forward. And then you're going to come up as if you're going to go into tabletop, but then you're actually going to go, so your legs are in tabletop. We're going to go into extended puppy pose. So your hips are right over your knees, and it's almost as if you were going to do a wide-legged child's pose. Just bring your knees in a little bit and then walk your hands out. So it's like your arms are in extended child's pose and your legs are in tabletop. If you're not already, you can even walk your fingers out a little bit more just to get some extra extension, stretching your shoulders. All right, go ahead and walk your hands back and meet me in downward facing dog. However it is you'd like to get there is up to you. All right, we're in our downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk it out. Oh, it might be your first downward facing dog of the morning. It's mine, and it feels good. If your downward dog feels a little off or you're just not sure, you might want to come forward to high plank and then just see if your shoulders are right over your wrists. Hands are about shoulder width apart, and then once you're here in your nice plank, you just push right on back. Oh, downward facing dog feels so good. Of course, you can make adjustments from here if something feels better. It's just kind of a little guide to help you this morning. All right, lift your right leg high and then step it so it's almost like you're gonna step on your right hand to low lunge. So we're in our low lunge, hands are still on the ground, your chest is high. Taking a few breaths here. Your knee is right over your ankle. And when you inhale, see if you can lengthen your spine a little bit more. And then when you exhale, can you go a little bit deeper into that pose? If you say, I'm not sure, give it a try if you want. Back leg is nice and straight. Warming up these hips here. On your next inhale, which is going to be now inhale. And then on your exhale, straighten that front leg and try to bring your nose to your knee. Don't force it, but if it feels good, we're going to hang out here for a little bit. You can play around with keeping your back nice and flat and then rounding. Seeing the difference in what stretch you get. Inhale, come back to low lunge. And exhale, push it back one more time. We have a couple more people who've joined us. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for coming this morning. Inhale, come back to low lunge. Drop your back knee. And then you're going to reach back and grab your left foot. Now, whether you do that with this arm or this arm, it's up to you. I'm going to make mine a twist. So you can do whatever feels good for you. If this hurts your knee, pick it up a little bit, walk your foot back, then put your knee back down. So it's almost like you're on the top of or the very bottom of your thigh instead of your kneecap itself. You're like on the top of your kneecap. So you can keep your left hand down, right hand's gonna go around bending your knee and grabbing that foot or ankle or whatever you can. Or you can grab with your left foot and not make it a twist. And wherever you are, breathing. Maybe you go a little deeper into your pose on your exhales. Maybe you don't, and you say, Ashley, stop saying that to me. That's fine too. Release your foot. You're going to bring both hands back, framing your foot. Come back to your low lunge. And you're going to step all the way forward, whether that's taking little steps to help you get there or one big step. And then come all the way up, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands on your shins, flat back, gazes down, and fold. Rise all the way up on an inhale. Reach high to the ceiling. Active fingers. Cactus your arms. Exhale, slight lean back. Inhale, come up. And exhale, fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Fold. Now you're going to step your right foot back, so you're in low lunge with your left foot forward this time. And taking a minute here Starting to wake up our hips again on the left side. Strong, straight back leg. Left knee over your left ankle. Chest is high. Reaching your heart forward. Welcoming the day. Here we go. Take an inhale here. Exhale, straighten that front leg, nose to knee. And again, you can play around with keeping your back flat or rounding. Where do you feel the stretch that you want right now? Inhale, come back to low lunge. And then exhale one more time, nose to knee. Come back to low lunge, inhale. Drop that back knee. And then we're gonna grab that back foot. And again, whether you make it a twist or not, you can reach back with your right foot. Just do whatever you did on the other side, just do on this side too. So for me, I'm gonna put my right hand down, reach back with my left hand, bend that back foot. Feeling that quad stretch. Quad stretch, spinal twist. There are other places you can go with this too. You know, if you want to lift up, you can do that if you're comfortable. Some people like to go down, put their forearm on the ground. You got options. All right, release that back foot, come back to your low lunge. One hand on each side of that foot. Inhale. And exhale, step forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, inhale. Just here for 2 breaths. One more, inhale. And exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to high plank. And you can always feel free to, try it again. You can always feel free to drop to your knees whenever we're in plank or whenever we're in chaturanga. So you can have the option to do that right now, especially as their first one. We're gonna lower down to low plank or chaturanga. So shift forward so that your shoulders are no longer right over your wrists. They're gonna be kind of close to right over your fingertips. Lower down, low plank or chaturanga. Flip to the tops of your feet. Lift up for a nice easy down, upward facing dog, or even a low cobra. Hold it here for just a moment. And then on an exhale, roll over your tops of your toes, push back to downward facing dog. You can walk it out. Try to find what feels good here. Nice. Shift forward, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg high. Step forward, warrior 1. So your back foot is at about 45 degrees. You're still pushing on that razor edge of your foot. Front foot, knees over your ankle. You're facing the forward, hands are high. And your hips are gonna be mostly facing the front. But I mean, this back foot is out open a little bit. So your hips might be open a little as well, and that's okay. Breathing into your warrior 1 here. Can you go a little bit deeper into your front knee? Can you tuck your hips a little bit more? Bring your belly button up and in. One more breath here. And all the way down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, left leg high. Step forward, warrior one. Left foot forward. Your gaze can be up. Your gaze can be in front of you. You could close your eyes if you want. I mean, do what you want. One more breath here. And lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Nice, nice job. We're working through things slowly. A little more focused on our form. But I don't know about you, I'm still using my breath, that's for sure. Nice job. All right, raise your right leg high, bend your knee, open up your hips, stack them one on top of each other. Feel that stretch there for a moment. And step forward, crescent lunge, right foot forward. So you have your feet in two lanes, both facing forward. Hands are high. Feeling that hip flexor. Love it. Back leg is nice and straight. Nice job. Coming to your breath here. This might be a good time too. You can lift up those front toes, give them a little wiggle, and then put them back down. Just so we're not grabbing that mat. We can release a little tension that way too. It's kind of nice. One more breath. Can you bring it a little bit lower? And open up, warrior two. Oh, we're breathing into our warrior two. We're in a slow flow here. So we're moving from posture to posture, but we're focused a little more on form and breath and really coming into our breath here. So arms are reaching out front and back. Gaze is over your front middle finger. Making sure that right knee isn't collapsing in. Pushing it out so it's facing straight ahead. Another good time to check if you can lift both of those or all of those toes off the floor and place them back down. Nice, so strong, you're so strong. Leave your legs where they are, reverse warrior. So flip that front palm, reverse all the way back. Feeling that stretch all along that right side of your body. Coming to your breath, breathing in and out of your nose. Maybe using your ujjayi breath. Sounds like an ocean in your head. Lift both hands up, turn to the side of your mat, 5-pointed star. Oh, nice job. Reach, reach, reach. Look up. And now we're coming right down into our goddess pose. So your knees are spread wide, knee over your ankle, going down as far as you can. And then taking your elbows about 90 degrees, but then tucking your shoulder blades back in while also tucking those hips under. I feel like I just stand here and smile at you. You look gorgeous. Lift your right heel and place it back down. Lift your left heel and down. Inhale, lift your right. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift your left. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift both heels. And you balance, you're so strong. And 5-pointed star all the way up. And fold, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to the mat. You can walk your legs out farther if you want to. And just come all the way down. Whether you're resting with your head on the mat or you're up here in a fold up this way. Whatever feels good to you right now, let's go there. Wherever you are, just make sure you've turned your toes in a little bit so they're not still facing out. You're gonna come to a halfway lift while you're in your wide-legged forward fold. And then walk your hands out. So now it's kind of like you're in a wide-legged downward facing dog. Dropping your head, dropping all thoughts. Trying to stay in this moment here with us. You got this. On your next inhale, walk your hands back to underneath your shoulders. Come to another halfway lift. And then you're gonna walk your hands, now you're gonna face the back of your mat. So your left leg is forward. Making sure your feet are in 2 separate lanes. And then rising all the way up to your crescent lunge. Left leg is forward. In your crescent lunge here. Coming back to your breath. You know where we're going. On our left side, keeping that balance in the body. You know what we do on the right, we want to do on the left. We do the front, we want to do to the back. Not exactly all the time, but just to try to maintain some balance if we can. Can you bend your front knee a little bit more? Can you straighten and extend that back leg? Lifting those kneecaps to the ceiling, to the sky. If you can, go for it. If not yet, maybe another day, right? Love it. One more breath here. Make it your strongest crescent lunge ever. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. So your back foot 90 degrees facing the side of your mat. And just like with warrior 1, you're pushing on that outer side of your foot, that razor edge. Left knee is over your left ankle. Arms are strong. Gaze is over your front middle finger, so your left hand. Lifting up those toes, placing them back down. If you're doing some circles with your jaw. checking in with that space between your eyebrows. It tends to get tense. Just kind of relaxing into it a little bit. Leave your legs where they are. Flip that front palm, reverse all the way back. Nice long stretch all along that body. And release 5-pointed star again. This time we're not going to goddess, even though you did a fabulous job the last time. This time we're going to go into a forward fold again with the option to bind behind your back. So you can put your fingers together, clasp them, and you can stay here or you can fold forward, getting that full extended stretch in your shoulders. You can widen your legs or shorten them. I talked about last class about how I realized I'm a swayer in yoga, which I don't know if that's a thing, but especially when you videotape yourself and then watch it back. Whenever I'm in poses like this, instead of finding stillness, which I do sometimes, and I think I might need to do more of, I tend to sway a little bit. So if you like to sway a little bit, as long as you do it gently, it might feel good. Sway a little left and right. If you bring your hands the opposite way as what you're swaying, you even get in a little twist there. Feels good. You come to stillness, whatever works for you. Release your bind, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Come to a halfway lift. Nice. And then you're going to turn back to the front of your mat. So you're in your low lunge. Good. Now we're in our low lunge. We're going to drop our back knee again. But instead of grabbing our ankle like we did last time, we're going to come into half splits. So your back knee is down. This is something too, if you have like a little pillow or a little blanket or something, you can put it underneath your knee. It's just a little bit more comfortable if that bothers you. Because the stretch you get is so great, you don't want to miss out on that because your knee is hurting you. But again, you can always lift it and then just bring it forward so you're not right on your kneecap, you're on like the top of it. Feels a little better. And then you're going to straighten your front leg, and then you can either stay here. Okay, so now your hips are pretty much over your knee. You can either stay here with a nice flat back, so you're getting that extension all along the back of your right leg. Okay, flexing your feet, pointing your toes. I like to switch between the two because you get some different muscle stretches there. Or you can bring it all the way back and even sit back right here. Sometimes if you have a yoga block or even a little blanket, if you sit all the way back, you can just put it right under your right cheek. So that way you're not trying to balance at the same time. And then if you're here, you can either grab your toes like this or point your toes and reach forward. Whatever feels good to you, whether it's this or up here. I've been trying to work on my splits once again. I did gymnastics when I was little, like 5 or 6 years, and I never got a full split, ever. So I'm not a naturally flexible person. So it takes some work, it takes some practice to be able to get into these poses. And not like you ever need to get a full split, but if it's your goal, this is a good one to help you. It really stretches that whole front side or back side of your leg. You want to reach toward your toes. Maybe you reach with your left hand and then your right hand. Maybe you walk your hands forward. trying to keep a flat back. Spine is long. Now you can stay here, or you can try to come into a full split, which for this, I'm grabbing my blocks. So if you stay there, if you don't have blocks, you don't need them. It just gives a little bit of extra support. So you can stay in your half split here, or you can just keep your hands planted down and you can walk your right foot forward, walk your left knee back. Just try to keep those hips square. So if you find that you're opening like this, you've just gone a little too far. Just bring it back. No rush, trying to keep those hips square. And the reason why I like blocks is because in this, I want to try to keep my spine nice and long. And it's hard for me to do that with my hands down. I can do it. Okay, I've just hunched forward a little bit more. If you come up on your blocks, put one on under each hand, you can have a nice tall spine facing forward. I don't work for a yoga block company. However, they're really cheap, and if you want to get some, might be helpful. Should I make commission for that? No, okay, no. And as you settle into the pose, you may find that your hips are opening a little bit. Just kind of make a little adjustment. Turn in those hips. Make a nice straight back and front leg. Point your toes, flex your toes. Take one more breath here. And exhale. So in order to get out of this, if you're in your full split, we're gonna just lean back, kind of to the side, so that you're gonna land right on your right hip. And then slowly bring your knees together. And come to a seat with your legs straight out in front of you. Reach up high on an inhale. And exhale, forward fold all the way forward. Just try to keep your back nice and flat. Long spine. And grab the tops of your toes, or even grabbing the side of your feet's good too, because then it nice flattens out those feet, which is good. Nice job. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. We're going to come to our low lunge on the other side. So your left foot's going to be forward, low lunge. One more breath here. Now drop that back knee, coming into our half splits. So leaning back, your hips are over your knee. Stay here, or again, you can drop all the way down. And this is one of those times where if you have a pillow or a block, this is what I was talking about, you can just sit right on it. So you don't have to be balancing in this pose unless you want to be. You can just more focus on getting that stretch. You can do a combination. You can be here and then go back up here. Whatever feels best for you. For me, I find I get a little bit more stretch in this pose, but that's just me. I know it's not for everybody. Maybe you alternate pointing and flexing your toes. Just being cautious not to fall or dump down into that right hip. These poses where you're so still and really trying to get that extra stretch can sometimes be the most challenging. Not the same as when we were in our goddess and we're lifting, our heels on both sides. Different kind of challenge. So think about, where does your mind go in this? Does it say, you know what, I can go a little deeper, I can go a little stronger? Does it say, whoa, I need to back off? And sometimes you need to listen to that part of your brain. Sometimes maybe you just kind of push it to the side a little and say, you know what, I'm good, I can handle this. Accepting whatever you want to bring to yourself today. You can stay here, or you can walk your left foot forward, your left heel on the ground, bringing that right knee back and coming into more of a full split. And honor your body. If you've never practiced a full split before and you're not comfortable in half splits, stay in your half split. Get comfortable there. If you are someone who is comfortable with it all, then give it a shot. If you're not comfortable with much, maybe try it anyway. Things to think about, things to ponder. Just make sure you're keeping your hips square here. This is another place where you can play around with flexing your feet or pointing your toes. Nice tall spine. And coming into your breath. One more breath here. And when you come down, you can just lean over to the left, nice and slowly. Coming down on that left hip, and then slowly bringing those feet together, maybe with assistance. Nothing wrong with that. Coming back to your seat. This time you're going to lift up your right leg and just come into a simple glute squat, glute stretch. So I'll face you for this one. You're going to lift your right leg and bring your knee toward you. And you're going to cross your right ankle right over to your left thigh, or however far as you can get it. Whether it's here and you hold here, or you bring it up closer to you, and just give that leg a great big hug. Trying to keep that spine nice and tall. Feeling that all along that right glute. Moving your neck around feels good here too. Go back and forth behind you. Come back to center. And bring both legs back straight out in front of you. Bending your left knee, coming into the other side. Giving your leg a great big hug. Just try to keep your spine nice and tall. If you find that you're hunched over like this, just let off a little bit so it's not as deep of a stretch. But if you can hug your leg right in there with your spine pretty straight, golden. Maybe on this side, maybe you drop your head and do some half circles on the front. release your knee. Nice. And come all the way down onto your belly. We're going skydiving, people. You won't be out of an airplane though, unless you want to pretend that you are. Okay, you're gonna come all the way flat on your belly, zip up your legs. So it's like you're turning your legs so that the inner thighs are facing up toward the sky. Once you've done that, bend your legs, flex your feet, bring your arms out to a T, and then bend your arms so it's 90 degrees. We have a lot of 90-degree angles here. So you're here, and on your next inhale, lift everything up. We're flying. Oh, we're flying through the air. Every breath, can you bring it up a little higher? And exhale, you might go down a little bit more, but on your next inhale, come up. One more inhale. And exhale, drop everything to the floor. Bring your right cheek to the mat. Can windshield wiper your legs back and forth, left and right. Close your eyes if you'd like. And say, wow, skydiving's not so hard. Or maybe it is. Bring your legs back to center. You're gonna keep your legs bent. Bring your knees back about hips width apart. And then you're gonna reach back for bow pose. So you can grab your feet, grab your ankles, grab whatever you can. And then on your next inhale, once you have those ankles, lift everything up. Can you push your legs back further to rise up your chest even higher? Can you bring your knees in a little closer together? One more inhale here. And exhale, bring your left cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Nice job, everybody. When you're ready, meet me on your back. And however you get there is up to you. We'll get there. We're going to come back to our breath for a moment. Just take both hands, palms facing down, and place them underneath your sacrum. Right under here, so you lift your hips a little bit, and then just place your hips right down on your hands. Find a comfortable place so you don't want your fingers digging into you anywhere. Once you're there, go ahead and lift both legs high up to the sky. Flex your feet. Point your toes. And flex. And point. Now, to your own breath, we're going to be lifting and lowering our legs one at a time. So we're going to alternate. Okay, so we're going to inhale here. Exhale, lower your right leg. Inhale, switch. Lower your left leg. Inhale, switch. Exhale, lower. And then just keep going back and forth at your own pace. You can keep it nice and slow like me. You can speed it up and kind of meet halfway. Do whatever you're feeling today. It's your practice. You want to be mindful with your breaths, or you want to get some extra workout in your abs. You do you. So 2 more breaths here. Last one. Nice. Drop your legs bring your knees in. Give yourself a huge hug. And bring your feet back to the width of your mat. Feet right on the floor. And then just like the beginning of class, drop your knees over to the left. But this time, instead of to your breath, just let them hang out. You can bring your gaze over to the right, arms at a T. If you want a little bit more, you can take that right leg and bring it up. Bring your right knee to reach your left knee. Even maybe taking your left hand, placing it on that right knee. And close your eyes. Moving that jaw around, just relaxing it. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. And then you're going to drop your knees the other way. So knees over to the right, gaze over to the left. Bring your your left knee to meet your right knee. And your right hand on your left knee. Just giving it a little bit more of a twist if you want it. Come on back to center. And you're going to meet me in your downward facing dog one more time. Lift your right leg high and bring it on in for half pigeon. You're flexing that right foot. Try to make sure that's flexed the whole time. Lifting up so you have a nice long spine. Left leg is extended all the way straight back behind you. And then when you feel comfortable here, you can stay here, or you can drop all the way down to your forearms. You can drop all the way down, bring your head to your mat for your sleeping half pigeon. If you find this is a little bit too much, you can always go into figure 4, whether that's seated or on your back. If you have a block or a pillow, you can put that right underneath your right hip. It helps support you and bring that up a little bit more. So if you're in your half pigeon, just bringing it all the way down. Figure 4, you're just cross that right ankle over that left thigh, whether you're seated or on your back. This is another one of those poses that may become difficult, only because there's so much stillness. And some people find that to be challenging. And if it is, that's okay. Just be mindful. If there's any pain, back off and find a different position. But if it's sensation, is it a sensation that you're feeling that's strong? And that's growth. So maybe you stay. Maybe you breathe into it. Send your breath there. Wherever you are, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Or if you're in reclined figure 4, you can switch legs. You can bring your right foot back. extend it out long, or do some hip circles or anything else that feels good to you. Maybe coming to a seat and extending your legs long. And then when you're ready, planting that right foot, lifting your left, and bringing your left foot in for a half pigeon. Or if you're doing your reclined figure four, bringing your left knee right on your right thigh, and then you can reach through, or did I say left knee? Your left ankle on your right thigh, reaching through and grabbing onto your knee here. Or if you want to straighten your leg, and grab underneath here. Reclined figure four, where you can sit up. So many options to help you get where you want to go. Just make sure you keep that left foot nice and flexed, just to protect that knee. We need those knees. Maybe you find a difference on this side compared to the right side for your half pigeon. Maybe there's more opening or less opening. Either way though, it's all good. Everyone has their differences. That's what makes us all special. Take one more deep breath here. And exhale, send that breath all the way down to that left hip. Inhale, walk your hands underneath your shoulders. And then you can come out of this whether you want to extend your leg back and tuck your right toes and extend up, or just lean right over to the left. And just move that left leg around a little bit. Maybe open those hips. And when you're ready, you can meet me on your back, legs in the air. Whether you want to do legs up the wall, which I'm so excited about in my new yoga space, which was a spare room / office, which it still is an office, but we upgraded my 3-year-old to a big bed so we could have some extra space. But I have a wall now where I can put my legs up the wall or help support myself in some yoga poses till I get a little more confident. So I love having a blank wall. They're hard to come by sometimes. So whether you're here or you want to push up into shoulder stand, let's get those feet up. And then if there are any last movements, you can slowly come down or you can keep your legs up. But if there are any other last movements or stretches that you want to do before Shavasana, go ahead and do those now. Get yourself ready for your rest. And then once your body feels pretty good and ready, You can spread your feet wide on your mat. Just let your toes fall open. Bring your palms up and tuck your shoulder blades under a little bit. You may also find that you need to tuck your chin so that your spine is nice and straight. Go ahead and close your eyes. Shavasana. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, circle out your wrists. Start to come back into the room. And when you're ready, bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself one more big hug for starting your day with yoga practice. And then whenever you're ready, roll over onto your right side and just rest on your right side. I have a reading for you today from the book Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie, and it's called Cherish Each Moment. Stop waiting for the one moment in time that will change your life. Instead, cherish all the moments. A desert cactus that blooms briefly only once a year does not consider all the moments it is not in bloom wasted. It considers them necessary and important. It knows the rest of the year, the rest of its life, it is beautiful too. All the moments count. The quiet moments, the moments of boredom and solitude, the moments of sharing, the exciting moments of discovery, the moments of grandeur, the agonizing moments when we feel sad, angry, and upset. Each moment in time is equally important. Don't wait and hope for one thing, the one person, the one event that will change your life, plummet you into the future and the life you desire. Instead, remember that each moment in time brings change, evolution, and transformation. Most of us relish the magnificent spiritual experiences, those tremendous discoveries, those important times of change. But those moments don't happen that often. The truth is, each moment in time is a spiritual experience, an important time of change. Cherish all your moments. Soon you will see the beauty and power of each. Let each moment have value. Let each day of your life be the spiritual experience you seek. The power to change and evolve lies within you. The life you desire is happening right now. Your destiny is here. Cherish all your moments. Embrace the beauty and importance of each one. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. Thank you all so much for coming today. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate seeing you all working through your practice. Enjoy the beauty of today. Hands up to your forehead center. Namaste.